Hi everyone. I am so incredibly honored to be here today, and especially to be a part of the amazing class of 2020. I wish so much that I could be standing up here and looking out at my whole class right now, but I am grateful to have this unique opportunity to be speaking at the Southampton tennis courts, a place that has meant so much to me. It is here where I picked up a racket for the first time on a team, and spent 4 fall seasons developing new and important friendships and learning the importance of perseverance, commitment, and leadership. It is here where I started my freshman year, and it is where I am proud to end my senior year. I know we all have individual things about Trinity that have significant meaning to us. While my experience on the Titan tennis team has been extremely special to me, in the end, the relationships that I have formed while at Trinity have been the most meaningful part of my time here. I want to share a personal experience with you that reflects the importance of these relationships to me. During the first week of the pandemic, I think we were all in a period of darkness and uncertainty. For me, I needed something that would give me structure, focus, and a sense of purpose, not to mention pleasure. So I decided to write letters to the people who are near and dear to my heart. Friends, family, mentors, all people who have truly made an impact on my life. Each letter took a significant amount of time and effort. Some were easier to write than others. Some made me laugh, others made me cry, some made me laugh and cry. When I started writing, it was generally pretty difficult, but once I got going, I could not stop, and it started flowing naturally. I learned through this process that reflecting is not easy. Not at all. Your mind goes in 20,000 different directions at once. You forget what you're trying to say, and you lose your train of thought. But that's okay. That's a part of it. I learned that all you can do is keep moving forward and just be yourself and share your thoughts. 3 days and 17 letters later, I not only felt a sense of accomplishment, but a sense of wholeness. Writing about each individual person really made me reflect on the specific memories I've shared with each person and why I value each friendship. Some of the people I wrote about I've known since I was a baby, others for 13 years since kindergarten, and some I met here at Trinity. Others I met somewhere in between, but no matter when I met them, they have helped shape some of the best memories that I will always cherish. But they have also taught me a lot about love. It's easy to go through life and tell someone that you love them. It's another thing to stop, fully stop, and think about what in fact it is that you love about them and why that is important to you. By taking the time to really sit back, reflect, and then share these feelings, I found more meaning in what it means to love. My advice to you is to hold your relationships tightly, from your time here at Trinity to your future adventures. Know why these relationships are important to you, why you value them. Know what about them has shaped you, molded you, and formed you into who you are today. Then, pause and tell them, not just that you love them, but why you love them. And tell them every day. If the pandemic has taught us anything, it's that we can't take for granted the people or things we love. Because in a moment's notice, they can be pulled from us. In our case, this was physically, but in the case of so many others, tragically, in our world in the last 6 months, this has been permanently. And now for my letters to all of you. Dear Mr. Short, teachers, coaches, faculty, and staff, thank you for all the experiences and learning opportunities that we have become a part of these past 4 years at Trinity. For the laughs, smiles, and knowledge we have gained. For the late nights, hardships, and disappointments. For preparing us for what is ahead in the real world. For allowing us to explore who we are as students and as individuals. And for encouraging us to strive to make our community and world a better place. We love you. And dear class of 2020, the real superstars, we have not only shown strength and toughness by overcoming intense sadness, fear, and uncertainty, but most importantly, we have shown how much we truly and genuinely care about each other, our loved ones, the Trinity community, and the world around us. Throughout high school, we were there for one another. We encouraged each other in the classroom, cheered each other on at sports games, supported each other in clubs, performances, and art shows. We got involved in school events and dedicated ourselves to community service. We picked each other up when we were down and made each other laugh on a daily basis. During our final months of high school, we smiled and laughed and contributed our ideas to the classroom, even over a computer screen. We found ways to stay connected, like social distancing in the yard, FaceTiming all night long, having drive-by parades, taking walks, and delivering each other care packages, gifts, and cookies simply out of the kindness of our hearts. All of these methods of staying connected clearly show that no distance will ever prevent us from loving each other and for being there for one another. The memories we have at Trinity are because of all of our relationships that are founded upon love, which will take us beyond these 4 years and into our adulthood. Class of 2020, we should be proud and honored to be a part of this incredible class. We are the class that will not let anything bring us down. We have shown resilience, perseverance, and positivity in all aspects of our lives. We are a class with a voice that needs to be heard. We have certainly left our mark on Trinity, not because we are the class to graduate in a global pandemic, but because we are a class that is tough, resilient, innovative, and above all else, one that loves. Trinity and the class of 2020, this is why I love you. Thank you.
Hello students, parents, teachers, and anyone else watching. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this. Although I might not be the sole reason, I still appreciate it very much. These past 4 years have been memorable and even powerful for every Trinity graduate. We got our start here during the freshman retreat with the adrenaline rush of rafting down the New River Gorge. I had no idea then how important this place would become to me. One of the things that sets Trinity apart is our focus on community. That was never more evident than in 10th grade when the school grieved the loss of Christian Wood and came together to celebrate his life. James Lane Allen once said, "Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it." I know that year we learned so much about the character of this school. Even in 11th grade, when we had to shelter in the auction for hours to avoid the tornadoes, I still felt the spirit. Then came 12th grade, a year none of us will ever forget. 2020 was the year of the pandemic, of social distancing and online learning. But 2020 was also a year when our city and our nation began standing together to condemn racism and to demand equality for everyone. For some at Trinity, the Black Lives Matter movement is deeply personal. But I hope I speak for our entire graduating class when I say I believe everyone has felt a shift in our minds, hearts, and homes. The Trinity mission statement challenges us to discover our path and to strengthen our character. Until this month, I always thought this meant we were supposed to be leaders and trailblazers. But like so many other Trinity students who have painted signs, put on masks, and engaged in peaceful protests over the last few weeks, I've learned that sometimes discovering your path isn't about leading. Sometimes it's just about showing up, listening, and following. I live blocks away from Monument Avenue. If the headlines are correct, the street in our city's landscape will soon be altered to allow for more positive change. Change is also coming to Trinity. Over the last few months, our school has been listening and learning. I am hopeful that Trinity will continue to grow despite these uncertain times. When I was thinking about this speech, I thought about how the school encouraged me to take risks and gave us all the freedom to fail. I thought about the friendships that we made that will last our entire lives. But I decided the single most important aspect of this place that I want to celebrate and remember are the Trinity faculty and staff. So many of our parents and faculty members invested in Trinity because of its small class sizes, outstanding faculty, and amazing teacher-to-student ratio. But those of us who actually experience this school understand that degrees and ratios aren't what make it a great school. Trinity isn't great because our teachers are good at their jobs, but because they care. They truly care about our success, both in class and in life. Anybody that has ever had Miss Chaplin knows this to be true. She's always willing to listen, help, and take action. I also think about Miss Kelly, who teaches the infamously hard IB physics. Yes, sometimes her tests almost seem cruel, but she's always there to help us do better on the next one and feel like our #1 supporter. But the person who most impacted my life more than any other is the guy everyone knows as the crazy man who lives in a construction zone of a house and gives everything he's got to his students. Before coming to Trinity, I had done outdoor summer camps and I was pretty sure I hated kayaking. Mr. Stratton changed that along with many other things about me. Stratton spends countless hours helping Trinity students to improve at kayaking, climbing, and mountain biking. He coached and prepared me to kayak down rivers that both scare me to death, but at the same time make me feel more alive than I've ever felt in my entire life. Because of this, the river trips that I went on as a part of the Trinity Outdoor program are some of my very best memories. Because of that program, and especially because of Stratton, I'll forever be a kayaker, climber, and environmentalist. But I realize now, as I'm leaving, that I haven't thanked him enough. So thank you, Stratton. Thank you for introducing me to the sport I now love. Thank you for giving so much back to this school. My experience wouldn't have been the same without you, and I know countless others who would say the same thing. So let me close by asking each of my classmates who are watching to take out their phones and to answer a simple question. Who is the person that most impacted you at Trinity? Someone who truly changed your life for the better. Maybe it's a coach, maybe a teacher, maybe an instructional aide, or maybe your advisor. Who helped you find your path or enabled you to reach your full potential? Take a second now and type the person's name into your phone. Class of 2020, right now we are not together. We are all over the Richmond area, in our homes, our bedrooms, our living rooms. But as we watch this, each one of our phones is lit up and glowing with the names of dozens of amazing people who made each one of us shine brighter. People who devote their lives to the teaching profession and to their students. Imagine how honored those special faculty members would be to know how much you think of them. Imagine how special it would be if our collective first act as Trinity graduates would be to text or email that person and say, "Yours is the name I wrote down. Thank you so much, you changed my life." If you didn't do it before, just do it now. Spend 15 seconds to think, write that email, or send that text. I promise you every one of our teachers, coaches, aides, and advisors will appreciate it. Let's make that happen, class of 2020. Thank you and good luck.